Hey YouTube, it's Arwen of Tarot by Arwen, and I'm here with a lesson on tarot today. Today's lesson will be on the sixes, and the six, numerologically, is a card of caretaking, nurturing. It's a fairly nice number. It's one of the, I think, the nicest numbers. I'm a name 6, so that may be why I think it's nice. But it can be meddling, it can be suffocating and controlling. So those are some of the downsides of the 6. And the 6 in the major arcana is the Lovers. It's also card number 15, the Devil. So think about that when you are thinking about good and bad, the Devil or the Lovers. It's an interesting thing to, and we'll, in some future lessons, and I'm going to be teaching an online class where we'll talk more about some of the intricacies of that. But there's your 6 in the major arcana. Now I've chosen 6 decks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I can't count. 5 decks, the Rider-Waite, the Gill, the Isidore, it's an Etsy deck, Servants of Light, and Art of Life. Servants of Light. Starting with the swords, I always do swords, wands, cups, and pentacles. That's how I order my suits. The 6 of Swords, pretty traditional view. It's about moving from troubled waters to calm waters. It's about accepting the help of someone else. It's about helping those who need help. In the Gill, and the Gill's a very interesting deck. If you don't have it, it's out of print, but a fun deck. Change is the key word they give here. And I like that you have swords pointing up, swords pointing down, and the burst of fire energy there. And it is about change at the base, right? You're moving from bad to good, or good to bad, depending on which way the card shows up. So that's a really nice interpretation of the 6 of Swords. Not quite as visual, but it's got the words. So if you're if that's your better form, then the Gill's a very good deck for you. The Isidore switches swords to forks. And it's pretty iconic in terms of the Rider-Waite. It's pretty similar, right? 2 little creatures. Oh, sorry, you can't really see it very well. It's a chicken fox and a fox chicken on the back of a jar of something. I'm trying to see what the jar says, y'all. Puff. Something puff. Free something puff. I don't know. But it's going from troubled waters to smooth. The Servants of Light. This is by, it's an out-of-print deck. And it's one that was on my gotta-have list. So, I got it finally. But it's by Doris Ashcroft-Nowicki, who is very important in the history of Wicca. She is still with us, I believe. I'm so sorry. I know that we lost someone recently, but I don't believe it was Doreen. Oh! Anyway, Servants of Light. 6 of Weapons. Now this shows someone crossing themselves or contemplating the cross. Have they already crossed? Do they need to cross? When a card shows up in a reading for me, I'm getting information from the collective unconscious, God, the angels, deity, universe. Call it what you will. I get extra information, and that's how I interpret the cards, is what comes to me. From the Art of Life, our last card to look at in this first group of 6s, we get this beautiful picture, and I'm going to read it to you. The picture is a portrait of Jeanette Robinson, and the quote, "For everything you have missed in life, you have gained something else." Ralph Waldo Emerson. I'm very fond of this deck. The box, I don't have the box quite handy. I moved it off. Sorry. But the lid pops up and it's an easel. So you can, if you want to do a card of the day, you can pop your card in there. But this Six of Swords, it does show, I mean, it feels like regret to me. She's got her traveling togs on. She's going somewhere. But the message, for everything you've missed in life, you've gained something else. A nice message. Looking at the wands, the Rider-Waite is the rider. He's got the laurel wreath on his head, on his wand, on his staff there. He has won a victory. He is celebrating victory. And the Guild Tarot agrees. Victory. The Isidore also uses the Rider-Waite with a twist. But look, it's still got the hat. It's still the hat, the laurel wreath. It's still got the wand with the laurel. He's on a zebra of sorts, and he's a donkey. So sometimes the jackass is the winner, is the message I get from this one. Servants of Light. Still going to that winner with the flags and the laurel wreaths on the flags, but a very different view to it. I like the Six of Wands from the Art of Life. You'll hear me say that a lot with this deck because I really enjoy it. These are football players. And it's called The Football Players. It's a detail. It's a Rousseau, Henri Rousseau. Nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm. Go figure that I like that. The Six of Cups. Nostalgia, remembrance, old friends is the theme of this. All the cups have flowers. All these cups are good memories. There's nothing hinky about it. In the Guild Tarot, satisfaction. Now for me, this misses a little bit because I want my sixes to have a theme of nostalgia, of childhood, of memories, of happiness. The Isadora goes right to it. Now their cups are empty of flowers, but you still have the playing children. One has a bonnet, one has a little flower in her hair. Nostalgia, good things, memories. In the Servants of Light, we have crescents for our water cards. Six of crescents. Now that's interesting because the moon's coming up, the crescent moons, they're new moons, right? So I could kind of go with the nostalgia, diving into emotions, diving into, the past, bathing in it. It's a stretch. However, the Six of Cups in the Art of Life. God gave us memory so that we might have roses in December. Beautiful, right? This is a detail from The Red Kerchief. It's by Claude Monet, and it's a portrait of Mrs. Monet. Now we're going to move on to the last, which are the wands. Y'all, I heard a bunch of you go, no, Arwen, no, it's pentacles. Some of you said coins, disc, whatever. You're right, though. It's the earth suit of pentacles. It's a message of generosity and accepting generosity. It's a give and take. In the gill, it's well-being. And you do have well-being when you accept generosity and when you are well enough to give generosity. Generously. No, only one cup of coffee today. The Isidore is very fun. It shows the little guy up here on the balloon. He's got the scales. He's dropping coins down to everybody. Oh, he's on kites. He's on kites. I'm sorry. It's kind of a Benjamin Franklin thing to me in a way. But very generous, very open and giving, which is what the Six of Coins is for me. In the Servants of Light, giving and receiving. And it's spheres in this deck. The Six of Pentacles, I'll read you the quote. A man's true wealth is the good he does in the world. Muhammad. Now, you may recognize the painting. It is the Good Samaritan. Definitely generosity. It's a detail from The Good Samaritan by Philip Richard Morris. If you're interested in in art at all, the Art of Life Tarot is fabulous. I think it's a really neat way to connect yourself with a deck that you may not be familiar with, and it helps you key into what the artist really wanted you to see, or the author in this case, because the author chose these images. And that's one of the reasons it's a fave deck of mine. So this has been my lesson on the six of the sixth card from the Minor Arcana of the Tarot. I'm Tarot by Arwen, and if you're interested in taking a class with me, let me know in the comments. I'm going to set up a list so that I can keep track of folks, so that when I actually get this class set up, it's going to be an e-course where you're going to get email, you'll be able to see me in video, and we'll have a place on Facebook where we can do some interaction as you do the lessons and you need to talk to someone. It will be for money, y'all, just so you know. But these are free. So thanks so much for joining me. Seek joy, y'all. Pass it on.